Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be discussing my tips and tricks in no particular order of things you can do to help you survive in Ark Aberration. Now, I realize the expansion's been out a little bit. It's been out, a week? But you know what? These are the things that I've been able to figure out in the short amount of time that's here on exactly the best ways to help you survive Aberration. Right, so here's my rapid fire list in no particular order. I hope you guys like it. If the tips help you out, give me a thumbs up down below. Really appreciate it. Helps me out. All right, so let's start off with the very first one. All right, now, do you guys see this white light around here? Well, normally it's really hard to get this kind of white light around here. Now, what I'm using right here are glow sticks. Now, glow sticks, you can dye them all certain colors. I have found out that, at least by my personal testing, that the silver ones work out the best, especially for making it so where there's not too much glare. See, now normally if I were to have a white glow stick around here, there'd be a lot of extra glare off the water and stuff like that. But if you use a silver one, you don't get that. Yeah. I mean, there's still a little bit of glare, not nearly as bad. The silver one, it kind of cuts down on it because it has a hue of gray in there, which really helps out. And also, you can get all sorts of different types of glow sticks. Like this one right here, that's a black light. Black lights shed purple light. It's pretty cool. And with the black lights, it's kind of like the silver lights, but you actually get weird, funky hues off everything and shadows and stuff. You can also get pretty interesting ones off, say, like the green. This is a forest green. And then you get green light. And you can personalize these to however you want. Now, how you dye these things is you can just take them, drag over whatever color you want, and then bam, you've got it like that. You've got whichever color of dye you want. Now, also, say if you want... here, let me grab another stack off my Ravager here really quick. All right, so now, see how I just dragged that over, and then it dyed all of them? So, say if I take this, switch that over like that, and go like this. Say if I dye this one right here, and then I drag this one onto it, all of these become there, and I can drag these onto there, and they all become that color. Yeah, so where you don't have to use any more than one color, one piece of dye for each stack that you want to dye up. And now I see if I want all of these ones right here silver, I can just take that. Never mind. All right, normally that doesn't work that way. All right, let's see. All right, so then I take this, put that right there. All right, there you go. You drag them onto the larger stack. All right, just like that. Bam. And then this right here, drag onto there. All of them are that color. So now I can take this stack, split this one up again, then take this, pop it over there. Now I have all silver colored glow sticks. You only need one piece of, bit of dye to dye up each individual one of these. All right, so for glow sticks, use them. They will come in very, very handy for you. All right, the next tip is gathering mushrooms. Okay, now let me get my crab out of here, or syntax crab out of here. Wrong. Oh, hey, we nailed it. All right. So, gathering mushrooms. Now, these mushrooms down here, okay, just the regular mushrooms that are on the ground, you can gather those with your hand, anything like that. But say these little mushrooms right here, the ones right here that make you blast, puke, and hallucinate, yeah, these ones right here, you can actually get a lot of really cool stuff out of them. Extra mushrooms. These are the ones that make you poop yourself till you die. All right, so these ones right here, if you harvest these ones with a sickle from a ways away, I'm gonna die here. Just watch. I'm blasting puke and pooping all over the place. Yep. All right, so that one right there, I need to avoid. All right, so let's see if I can get away from here. See, we're getting so many extra mushrooms. All right, so if you harvest these ones with a sickle, you get extra shrooms. All right, that's important. All right, now also, if you harvest these red shrooms with, say, like a stego or any other thing, there's a chance that you can actually get biotoxin out of that. Let me see. Yeah, see? Biotoxin. We've got 56 biotoxin on this guy. And that's just from harvesting up those little red mushrooms. Alright? So if you guys want biotoxin on Aberration, that's the easiest way to get it. Just take one of the take an herbivore, harvest up those berries. Hopefully you can avoid blast and puke and pooping your guts out till you die. And, alright, good luck with that. Alright, and for my next tip, one of the best pieces of advice I can give you for Aberration is always, 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 always have a shoulder pet. And not just any shoulder pet, one of these little glowy shoulder pets. Now this one right here, this one's a bulb dog. Here, let me remove his mask here really quick. Alright, this is a bulb dog. Alright, and this right here, this is a glowtail, and this right here is a shinehorn. These guys right here, we don't have the feather light up here yet. We know where to get them, but we haven't done the expedition down to get them. They're pretty tough to get. Alright, but these ones right here, these guys will save your life. Now, when I say they'll save your life, is say if you're down in the lower areas under ground, they will actually fight off the nameless, which is very, very important. Now, each individual one of these, they have their own types of stats. All right, now you see this charge meter above them. The different types have higher bases in each one. The glow or the pug. These guys, or the bulb dog, these guys right here, they're pretty much the good all-rounders. All right, now when you start getting into these ones, they kind of specialize. All right, these, the shinehorns, these ones right here, they have a generally higher charge capacity. They can hold more charge than just about everybody. Give me your inventory, dude. Give me your inventory. There we go. All right, the glowtails, these ones right here, they generally have higher regen. All right, and then the featherlights, they have a generally higher emission, but the featherlights also have a higher base for just about everything, but they also have a higher emission. But I would imagine that if you get a featherlight and you perfect breed it, and then you get it really well imprinted, that'll be your best one. But so far, my best experience has been with these little guys right here. If I take one, I get it fully imprinted, and then I just, which will give you a whole bunch of really good charge regen and emission range, and do nothing but level up charge capacity. So far, these guys have worked pretty well for me, even though I get them killed pretty quickly. All right, but also another thing that you need to learn is how to activate them while on your shoulder, like that. Right. Like that. There we go. All right, now how you do this is you open up your whistle wheel with pressing your apostrophe, and then you go to play emote, and all you do is mouse over this right here, and then you press either left bracket or right bracket, and it will assign it to that hotkey. Mine is attached to left bracket. So now whenever I press left bracket, it either turns them on or turns them off. Just clap on, clap off, just like the clapper. All right, so hey, always have a shoulder pet. All right, and for the next tip that I can give you, one of the better tips I can give you that's not really an early game tip, it's more of a mid-game, is in the beginning, you're going to be fighting to survive. You're going to be fighting to tame anything you possibly can and make it last as long as you possibly can. But as soon as you can tame a Ravager, tame it. Yes, tame a Ravager. These guys are amazing. Not only can they carry absurd amounts of weight, and this guy right here, I have all my stuff on this guy. I mean, I carry around tons of narcotics. I carry around the plant species Z fruits. I carry around a pair of pliers and then metal and everything like that, so I can just repair everything on the fly. I carry around all my suits of armor on this guy. These guys are so handy. Plus, not only do they do that, they also get an insane pack bonus. By themselves, they don't do nearly as much damage as you would expect them to do. But put them in a pack, and their damage increases exponentially. It is very cool. All right. Plus, also, they can use zip lines. And zip lines is another tip that I'm just going to combine into this one. As in zip lines, use them. Use them all over the place. Just remember to remove your old dead zip lines that you don't use anymore, because they'll probably get really frustrating to other players. But zip lines are super, super important because they will get you all over the map very quickly. You can scale really high areas by using zip lines, and I'll show you a couple of the different zipline highways that we've developed here on the Gaming Evolved server. It's quite impressive. We use them to get all over the place. So yeah, zip lines and Ravagers, you need them. All right, and then that pulls us into our next tips and tricks. Ravagers, don't use them exclusively. They are very, very good mounts, but you still do need to depend on the other mounts. You need to get, just like on the regular maps, you need to get Ankylos, you need to get Dodicruses, you need to get a Stego or something to harvest berries. Also, crabs, Spinos, stuff like that. You do still need those. You do not want to exclude those. Plus, also, even while going on the zip lines is very, very fun. And it's very, very handy. Let me see if I can get on the other side of this light. I'm trying to illuminate myself. It's just not working. All right. But you also need to make sure that you don't neglect these types of dinos. Because, say, like a Spino, the crabs can't pull you off a Spino. They can pull you off a Ravager. The Arthropluras, they have a harder time hitting you on the back of a Spino. A Megalosaurus cannot pull you off a Spino, or they can't pick up the Spino. So, say like, if you're cruising around down in the bioluminescent area, I would suggest either having a Spino on you, or with you, or having a second Ravager with you, just in case if you get pulled off, that you have something that's going to help you kill whatever knocked you off. They are very important. All right, now the next tip and trick that one of the best ones I can give you is the new mushrooms. Make sure you know exactly what ones these do. All right, I just, see. There we go. Make sure you know what they do. Now, these ones right here, the Cerbic mushrooms, these can be used in place of narco berries, even for dyes. Anything that you can do that takes narco berries, these ones right here will fill their place, and that is the Cerbic mushrooms. All right, now, these ones right here, the aquatic mushrooms, they will replenish your water. And also, these ones right here, they will give you a buff. All right, it's a stacking buff, and it's this buff right here. It's poison immunity to the fertile area. Down below in the subterranean areas, there's a little tiny blue mushroom that if you hit it, it'll freeze you. Now, if you have this buff on you, it'll make that the freeze last a lot less, or it can actually get rid of it entirely. All right, now these mushrooms right here, the agarivic mushrooms, these ones right here are the fertile ones. These ones right here will allow you to run through these mushrooms that make you blast puke. They'll allow you to run through here without getting hit by their hallucinogenic power. So you can harvest the mushrooms in here with a sickle or even by hand while using the mushrooms. It's pretty cool. All right, now at one point in time, there was a bug that's made it so where when you did eat the mushrooms, you got stuck in a constant food depletion mode, but I think that has since been patched. I hope, because I'm giving advice on using the mushrooms. So, yeah. If it hasn't, I'm sorry. Alright. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Alright, the next one is the last mushroom. Now, this one right here is the Ark mushroom, and this has the exact same effect as a stimberry. Yes. Okay, they'll drain your water, and then they'll also reduce torpidity. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Alright, so now we're going to hop into the next thing. Now, the next thing is how to make mushroom stew. Now, mushroom stew is something that you can feed to yourself or to your dinos, and it will ensure that you don't take damage from radiation, which is very important when it's finally time for you to start moving down and getting rock drakes. Or you can attach a lamprey to your dinosaur or you and run down, and then you'll slowly take damage over time, but you won't gain the stacking debuff that the radiation does, which I've seen the stacking radiation bump up to easily 7,000 seconds on your dinosaur. It gets really bad really quickly. All right, so now how you make the mushroom stew is you go over and then you grab some sap. Now, how you get sap is the same way that you would do on any Ark map. But it's actually easier on this one because you don't have to craft the platforms. You can just craft up these things up here, just like this, and just climb up and get the sap with your climbing picks. It's that easy. I don't have any sap in these ones yet, which means I'm going to have to wait a little bit. But it is that easy. It will give you sap. I don't have any in. So, yes, it appears that I'm going to be waiting a little bit. All right, see you guys in a minute. All right, so now that we've got some sap, now you need to run over here to a gas collector. Now, gas collectors are pretty cool. They just collect gas for you, these little gas balls. Now, you need to make sure that you have one of these up as quick as you can because you never know when you're going to need a whole ton of these gas balls, like right now. Okay, so now that we've got the gas balls and we've got the sap, now we need to run back over to our cooking pot so where we can start cooking up some of this mushroom stew. All right, now the mushroom stew is, take these out of here. All right, is 5 of these mushrooms, 5 of these mushrooms, 5 of these mushrooms, and 5 of these mushrooms. It is 5 acerbic mushrooms, 5 auric mushrooms, 5 agarabic mushrooms, and 5 aquatic mushrooms. So basically 5 of each of the new mushrooms. Plus 3 sap and 3 congealed gas balls, plus water. So we're going to take some water, and we're going to, oh, give me those back. We're going to take some water, and we're going to fill these up, and then put these in there. All right, so when you're cooking these, you also want to make sure that you do not put wood in here to cook your, to light your fire. Because, like I said, the acerbic mushrooms and the auric mushrooms can be used for stem berries and narco berries, which means if you put wood in here, you'll get charcoal from the wood, and you'll end up making your dye, and you'll use all your stuff just on making dyes. So, yeah. All right, well, we're going to sit here until this thing ticks, and then we get our first mushroom stew, and I'll show you exactly what that one is. All right, now here we are. We've got 2 mushroom brews. Now, here, let me read this to you. All right. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. This is a lovely mushroom brew, a healthy syrup to protect your pets from radiation. All right, so now we go on top, we go click on this guy, we stick this in here, and then we use one of those, and then he gets a lovely little buff up on top that says mushroom brew, mushroom brew. And it's an effective anti-radiation solution for home and health, or home and hearth. All right, that way there, when we go down, and when it's time for us to go down into the rock drake area, we're not going to have to worry too much about him taking a ton of damage, because getting down there and getting back, by the time we get down there, he's going to be at least a third of the way dead. And then he's going to have to do a bunch of fighting, and then on the way back, he's going to be taking a whole bunch of damage too. All right, so that right there is how you make effectively a radiation suit for your pets. So I'm going to take that, and then I'm going to probably have to wait till I get more sap. And then more congealed gas balls to put that out. All right, now let's move on to our next one. All right, another tip that I can give you is these things right here, the plant species Z. Now, these things right here are actually quite dang cool. What they do, here, let me open this up, is they give you these little plant species Z fruits. All right, now these things right here, they're effectively flash bombs. Yeah, they're quite cool. They say like if you're down in one of the dark areas and you see Nameless or anything like that, you can just throw a flash bomb at it. Make sure you turn away, or else you get flash bombed yourself. Oh, I got flash bombed anyway. And they will effectively they'll work the same way as having a charged creature. Shining its light on it. It's very cool. And they'll stun a lot of different dinos. They'll also stun the Reaper Kings and Queens. They're really cool. Just make sure you don't use one when you're able to get knocked off your mount, because they will knock you off your mount. Make sure if you're going to use it, that whatever you're using it on is a ways away from you, or else you will get knocked off your mount. Okay? And then you'll end up dying, and it's not going to be good, and it's bad, because you're going to become meat waffles, and yeah. All right, now how you get these fruits is you have to come over to one of these plants right here. All right, let me harvest this stuff out of the way so we're not going to have to blast puke while we're doing this. All right, get rid of all those. All right, so now we come over here, put this away, and then what happens is, say, right here it says charged, which means we have our shoulder pet's light on, and its tongue is going to stick way out like this. Now we're going to have to wait just a little bit until it decides it wants to spit a seed out. All right, now it's getting ready to spit out a seed. There it goes. All right, now all you do is go over to it, and then you pick this thing up, and you can plant this as usual, or you can use it as the shoulder pet's kibble. All of the glow pets for taming, this is their kibble. So you can, and that's basically how you get a whole bunch of it. You just stand around one of them. Or you can find a place where there's a couple of them in short distance. You can get a couple people stand around them, get a whole bunch of them. But yeah, that's how you get the kibble for the shoulder pets. And also, once you have these seeds, you can put them down in here with fertilizer, just like any regular plant, and grow your own flash bombs. All right, now the very last tip that I have to give people is, I hope the rest of the tips have really helped you out, because these are things that I've picked up along the way. Now, the last tip I have to give you is base location. It is that important. There are different places on the map where you can build that are really cool looking, you might think, to begin with, but they're lacking all sorts of different resources. Metal. Metal is really, if you're up in this area, metal's not as easy to come by as other places. But say down in the bioluminescent area, metal is everywhere. Now, metal down there doesn't look like the normal metal. And I will go show you. It doesn't look like these metal nodes right here. All right, these rich metal nodes. And this right here is one of the things you really want to look for, which makes this area over here where I'm at a very prime location for a base. And that right there is the location for where I'm at. All right, and we built over on the cliff area, right there on top of that rock. There's metal down below us, plus there's gas over here. There's sap right here, and there's tons of metal around the area. It's very cool. Now let's make our way over to the bioluminescent area, so where I can show you what those other metal nodes are. But just make sure that you know that these are things you need when you're building a base. You need water. You need metal. You need access to trees. You need access to all sorts of different things. So yeah, make sure that when you're picking out your base location, that it's in a prime area, that you have all the resources that you need for the location that you're at. Plus, also, know that if you build down in the bioluminescent area or an area down below there, you will have to deal with nameless. Now, there are different ways of dealing with nameless. You can set out plant species Y or Z plants, and then you can get rid of the nameless that way around the barriers, and then you can put them up on pillars, or you can take pillars, and then you can put a bunch of little shoulder pets in there, and you turn them to always on. Say if you have 4 shoulder pets inside a stack of... No, I'm going to fall off. All right, if you have a 2-pillar high section with the ceiling, and then 4 walls and another ceiling on top, or a door on the side with a ladder going up, and you just put some shoulder pets in there, they will always be on if you have 4 of them in there. And that way there, you can set those up in strategic spots around your base, so where you always have a nameless defense there on the edges of your base, which is actually pretty cool. All right, so now down here, we're going to take a look at these metal nodes down here. Oh, there's a shinehorn right there. And this is where you go to get shinehorns, down in here. I wasn't expecting to see one right there. That's kind of cool. All right, so now, like I was saying about the zip line highways earlier, there you can get all over the place with these things. And I need to put down a new one right here. Now, when you're setting down the zip lines, just remember that whatever one, if you put the one that's closest to you down first, it'll show you where the zip line is going to land every time. But not every time will it actually... see. Lower. There we go. Oh, no. That one, that's why I wanted to replace that one. But not every time will it actually stick. There's some places on the map where you just can't get zip lines to stick. All right. Now, what I was talking about with these metal nodes is these big things right here that glow blue, these are rich metal nodes in disguise. Yeah, these are rich metal. You can get tons and tons of metal out of these things. All right. And then there's smaller rocks like this around. You can get metal out of those ones as well. They're a bunch smaller. They all over the ground. Yeah. Down here, there's so much metal. Yeah, right down here. Let me get my spyglass real quick. Yeah, those ones right there. Those are just the regular small metal nodes. Right. Alright, so I hope these tips and tricks help you out on your road through Aberration. I know these are things that I've learned along the way. I just hope that my pain and misery that has led up to this can actually help you guys out. So hey, if it helps you out, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if I missed something. If you think there's something else that I glossed over, and I'll make sure to include that in the next video. So hey, yeah, till next time, this is Phlinger Phoo, and take it easy, everybody. And good luck in Aberration. It's fun as hell. Haha.